What is the main message of the Bible? Well, that's a good question because the Bible shows a lot of things. But as we have already seen, the Bible contains a variety of different genres of writing, penned by different people at different times. However, its message is consistent and reliable. Although I hardly dare to summarize its message, but the main themes are dominant. God created a perfect world into which he placed human beings. They were to care for God's creation and bring pleasure to him by being with him. They were to follow his rules, and in doing so, they would be prosperous and happy. From the very beginning, however, humans wanted to live their own way. Adam and Eve, the first humans, rebelled and turned their back on God. They wanted to live for themselves. They disobeyed God. We do the same today. The Bible says, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Because God is just, he cannot allow sin and rebellion to go unpunished. Like a judge in a courtroom, he cannot turn a blind eye to the wrong that has been done. The Bible says that the punishment for sin must be eternal death, which is separation from himself. While God is just, he also equally loves. So he wants to rescue us from the judgment we deserve. So the Bible says that God demonstrates his own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, Jesus died for us. This is why Jesus came to earth. He came to die, and when he died on an awful Roman cross, he carried the judgment of all the sins that you and I have ever committed. He took the judgment sentence that we deserve upon himself so that we could be declared innocent. Therefore, the Bible goes on to say, if you confess with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. The Bible is one big rescue story, God rescuing us through the murky depths of sin, through Jesus to bring back relationship with him. The Bible describes the new life that a Christian will experience in life through death and into eternity. It also tells how God will ultimately bring all things under his rule as Jesus reigns in his rightful position as Lord. I'm now going to sing a song called One Day by Matt Redman. I'm not going to sing it all. One day you'll make everything new, Jesus. One day you will bind every wound. The former things shall all pass away. No more tears. One day you'll make sense of it all, Jesus. One day every question resolved. Every anxious thought left behind, no more fear. And when we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be when we all see Jesus. We'll sing and shout the victory. One day we will see face to face. Jesus is there, a greater vision of grace. And in a moment we shall be changed on that day. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory. Yes, when we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we sing and shout the victory. Oh, one day, yes, one day we will see face to face. Jesus is there, a greater vision of grace. And in a moment we shall be changed on that day. On that day. Now just remember, if you have any more questions, feel free to email me at quizachristian23@gmail.com. Every question will be answered. No question is too silly. Even why do headlights exist? That's not a silly question. It's a legitimate question and they will all be answered. Thank you. This is Christian.